It is now 5 o'clock, November 1st, 2016, and I call to order the meeting of the City Council of the City of Victorville, and the City Council sitting as the Library Board of Trustees, Southern California Logistics Rail Authority, Southern California Logistics Airport Authority, successor agency to the Victorville Redevelopment Agency, the Victorville Joint Powers Financing Authority, the Victorville Water District, and the city as housing assets successor. May we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Kennedy.
Here.
Councilmember McEachron.
Here.
Councilmember Negretti.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Cox.
Here.
Mayor Garcia.
Here. This is the time and place for the general public to address the City Council on any item listed or not listed on the agenda per Government Code Section 14954.3. State law prohibits the council from addressing any issue not previously included on the agenda. The council may receive testimony and set the matter to a subsequent meeting. Comments are to be limited to 3 minutes per individual or less, as deemed necessary by the mayor, depending upon the number of individuals desiring to speak. All communications are to be addressed directly to the council, not to the members of the audience. This is a professional business meeting, and courtesy and decorum are expected. Please refrain from any debate between audience and speaker, making loud noises or engaging in any activity which might be disruptive to the decorum of the meeting. I do have one card at this time. Or should I call for closed session items by city attorney?
Whichever you prefer, if you want to do the
I'll call
public comment first.
Mr. Raymond Herrera to the podium.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, City Council. My name is Raymond Herrera of We the People, California's Crusader. I fight illegal aliens on American soil and any unlawful entry by refugees or aliens or anybody trying to get into our country. I'm here today because of the Syrian refugees that was beckoned to Victorville by this body politic, even though Councilman Ryan McEachron denied that fact in the newspapers. I'm here to tell the American people what a city council looks like when they're betraying the American people and commit treason, and then they blatantly lie in the newspapers or in the media. America, the United Nations Refugee Program is now dictating immigration policy in America. That and this city council here, they get together, and with the church, the Catholic Church, and a coalition with other church organizations in Syria, in Somalia, in countries other than America, and they put together a network of church organizations that come to cities like Victorville and speak with the body politic as to whether they're receptive to Syrian refugees or not. And this is how they're sent here, America. This body politic had a communications with this church organization who had a communications with this United Nations Refugee Program. I will say that the United Nations Refugee Program is run by 65% Muslims. And this is why we're seeing more Muslims being brought in as refugees to America than Christians. Furthermore, I'd like to point out that if there's a problem in Syria, that they should find a neighboring country that will accept Muslim people instead of a Judeo-Christian society as ours. The United Nations has laid waste to France, to England, by doing just what they're doing here in Victorville. This body politic is laying the groundwork to bring thousands of Syrian refugees to America, and they do it with the Catholic Church and church organizations. But what the American people don't know is that Obama didn't just pick Victorville. Victorville picked the Syrian refugees. You have an open door to illegal aliens and Syrian refugees and anything that would make America a nation of immigrants. And you've taken an oath to protect this nation, to protect the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness of the American people. Read the preamble to the Constitution, people. That is so American created. And when you go home tonight and you read it, you tell me if it's mentioning Syrian refugees, Somalians that are piling up at the border at Mexico. Cubans are coming here because of what Obama did when he
That's 3 minutes.
laid out the plans for Obama.
Sir, I'm
His
sorry, your time is
administration.
up.
But America, look
Sir.
at the treason.
Sorry, your time is up. That was the only card that I had. Okay, Dr. Deneen DeBrule.
Give the council handouts. May I give you a handout? Okay, the handout,
You can actually hand it to the secretary.
oh, okay, then I will do it after I speak, if that's okay.
City-
Yes? Mrs. Garcia, correct? Mr. McAkron, Mr. Cox, Mr. Kennedy, and others that I don't know. My name is Deneen DeBrule, Dr. Deneen DeBrule, because I have an EDD in Educational Administration. I'm speaking to you tonight on behalf of the children of the High Desert, and I would like to propose to you a Victor Valley Children's Museum, or it could be called the High Desert Children's Museum. The High Desert offers very limited activities for children ages 1 through 12. For children ages 1 through 4 who cannot afford preschool, there are even fewer limited offerings. Although the Department of Parks and Recreation offers activities, space is limited and cost is a factor for many families in our communities. For children ages 1 through 12, Chuck E. Cheese, John's Incredible Pizza, the Victor Valley Mall, Play Area, Scandia, the Hesperia Zoo, and the Phelan Zoo are the only external activities outside of school and after-school programs. However, these activities do not support the essential learning and play that every child needs. A children's museum in the High Desert would provide a place where all children could learn through play and exploration with the caring adults in their lives within the safety and sanctity of their local community. A children's museum is defined by the Association of Children's Museums as an institution committed to serving the needs and interests of children by providing exhibits and programs that stimulate curiosity and motivate learning. There are 400 children's museums around the world which annually host 31 million visitors. The Victor Valley Children's Museum would serve the high desert communities and the world. It would be a 501c3 nonprofit organization managed by myself, founder and CEO, with a board of directors of 20 to 25 community and business partners. And to more fully understand what this would offer, there are publications and a toolkit for starting and sustaining a children's museum. For questions or comments, I would ask you to contact me. I have my phone number and my email for you. I also have my biography because I've been an educator for 43 years. I'm a retired superintendent, assistant superintendent here in the Victor Valley Union High School District, and a former elected official for the school board for 4 years, where I served as president, vice president, clerk, and member. Also, I have won awards throughout the state of California for serving children, University of Laverne, distinguished alumni for service to the profession, the Association of California School Administrators, State Administrator of the Year in 2012, and several other accolades as a professional businesswoman, and also as a community resident.
That's
So
3
I
minutes.
would entreat you to entertain my proposal this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. These are all the cards that we did have. May we have declaration of closed session items by our city attorney, please?
Thank you, Mayor Garcia. We have 3 items for the City Council tonight. Items A and C are real property negotiations pursuant to Government Code 54956.8, and the parties to those negotiations and the properties are specifically set forth on the agenda. Item C is anticipated litigation pursuant to Government Code 54956.9D2, and pursuant to Government Code 54956.9E3, the facts and circumstances regarding that litigation are set forth on the agenda. To the extent there's reportable action, we will report it at the conclusion of the closed session.
Very well. We will recess to close session. This meeting is adjourned.
City Council convened closed session on items A, B, and C on the agenda, A and C being real property negotiations with the parties and the property set forth on the agenda. Item B being anticipated litigation as specifically set forth on the agenda, and at this time, there is no reportable action with respect to any of the three items.
The meeting is adjourned.